Now that you have clicked on this video, you have to start making money online through YouTube automation, and I'll show you exactly how to do that by the end of the presentation. Seriously, the scope of this video, the reason why I'm making this video, guys, is to show you what exactly YouTube automation is and why I simply believe that it's the easiest and simplest path to start making $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 online in passive income in 2022 and beyond. Now, if you're new to the channel and don't know who I am, my name is Razvan Paraschiv. I've been doing this business for over 2 years now, made hundreds of thousands of dollars in passive income for my own portfolio, gained millions of subscribers, and helped hundreds of other people do the same. Let's dive in and let's talk about what this is all about. Now, what is the reason that we're even looking at this and why we're talking about this in the first place? I'll give you a couple of reasons here, guys, but for one, the earning income potential, right? You can earn anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 in passive income if you do everything correctly, of course, in the first place within a year. And that's by no means the cap. We have multiple people that we coach right now that are actively hitting those numbers. When it comes to myself, my portfolio of channels hit a record amount of $37,000, and I only spend 10 to 15 hours in a month. So that's about 2 to 4 hours each and every single week running that. And again, I've seen other people, I know my friends that have portfolio of channels who hit even $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 per month in passive income with YouTube automation channels. But again, trying to keep everything super realistic, I would say $5,000 to $10,000 is definitely achievable for everybody who tries. Now, is this easy? Is this get rich quick? No, by any means. You have to be good, but it's definitely doable. It is also completely remote. You can do this from anywhere in the world. You don't need to be tied down to an office, to a city, or even to a country. Actually, I just moved continents from a poor European country, Romania, in Eastern Europe, and now I'm living here in Dubai. You can see basically the background, it's a whiteboard that's blocking my view here because we have to have good lighting. But again, guys, flexibility, and I know a lot of people who are looking for freedom, this is also another big point. And also, lastly, speaking of tech and setup, it's very easy to set up and it's very beginner friendly. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to have crazy setups or be a tech wizard by no means. I actually don't know how to code, and we don't have anybody in the team doing that. It's very beginner friendly when it comes to the tech optimization side of things. Now, what's great about this is that you can do all this and you can have all those benefits without learning how to write your own scripts, as I'm doing right now, without learning how to shoot, record, and do all the stuff with your own videos, again, as I'm doing right now, without learning how to edit or create thumbnails, guys, without any of that, which is something that a normal influencer or a normal YouTuber would do, or even to create your own product, run ads, deal with chargebacks, guys, on YouTube. We don't have to deal with any of that. And to show you that it's possible and actually to show you what I've been able to do, let's swipe the slides here and go to my very first YouTube automation channel so you can see the type of income that will be realistic to expect. You can see, guys, that I started posting in August 2020, so less than 2 years ago, and in less than 5 months, I've been able to start generating $8,000 from AdSense revenue alone, to which, of course, we can add affiliate marketing, brand deals, but we're going to talk about that in a second. As you can see, of course, this definitely didn't happen overnight. It took me some time, but the channel is still cash flowing serious amounts of money to this day, and I believe it's one of the ways to freedom. Again, untying yourself from the money, basically, building something that will generate you passive income for years to come. This is all I'm after right now, building the long-term plays. You can see here very easily, in the first month that we started posting, August, we made a whooping $12, so nothing crazy. Then we scaled that to $70, again, a 700% return, still nothing crazy, $366 in the third month. And then here's what's crazy, and a lot of people have this misconception that on YouTube, you have to play everything gradually and you have to wait, You actually can see that I went from making $366 to making over $3,000 here in 2020, just in 1 month alone. So we basically almost 10x in a single month. And again, here, this is just AdSense. Eventually, we climbed up to December and we tapped the year with $8,000, which puts us at a 6-figure business again that I have just built at a 7-year-old with not a lot of money, not a lot of experience in just under 5 months, which is totally crazy. Now, you might be wondering, Raz, what exactly does it look like? What's YouTube automation and what type of channels do you have? Well, again, let's wipe the slides and let's take a look here in a second. Think about it this way, guys. The main filter that we want to have for YouTube automation channels is for them to be faceless, right? We don't want to have a face attached. We don't want to have somebody in the video, because if we do that, we become person dependent. So we don't want to have that. We want to be able to make passive income regardless of what's happening with us, the owner or the manager of the channel, or the people creating the content. We want to make sure that the channel is going to be able to run without us having to shoot anything. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of channels here on the screen, guys. None of those are my channels, but we work with very similar channels. I have very similar channels in my portfolio. I just selected those because I think they're staples, very good channels for me to kind of illustrate the point. So again, let's start. We have Watch Mojo right here, for example, with over 24 million subscribers, guys, which is pretty bigger than the population of the country that I was born, Romania. And they post videos related to the movies and TV shows, and they have been killing it for years and years and years. Now, of course, Watch Mojo, it's now owned by a big company, but I'm sure they started from the bottom as well. Then we have Motiversity. I'm sure you have seen some of those videos, gym motivational stuff or personal development motivational videos. You got the idea, basically. You watch this at the gym, in the car. It's usually like a speech from somebody like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, to Robert Kiyosaki, who knows? They take the speech and they make it, again, a very, very small sequence of motivational stuff, and people love watching this. Bright side as well, a classic one. They talk about random viral videos. You've probably seen them before, or channels like Tasty, very, very similar there. But we also have top 5s with interesting top 5 facts. That could be, I know, top 5 weird moments, top 5 most expensive houses, top da. We have hundreds and hundreds of niches, guys. And what's crazy is that the business is not super new. Like those players, Watch Mojo and other channels, have been in the game for 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 years since YouTube started, basically. But it's only now that the channels and the business is becoming more and more popular. So we start having new channels and new niches that are being discovered and exploited, basically. Speaking about this, guys, like YouTube is such a big market and it's such a growing industry, basically. They have 2 to 3 billion active users each and every single month. So imagine that. Just close your eyes and try to imagine 2 to 3 billion people. I personally could not do that. And it's a massive growing industry, guys. Again, YouTube is the second largest search engine on earth, owned by Google, which is actually the largest search engine on earth. So you can kind of see what's going on there, guys. The market is pretty much going in the same direction. So we just want to have to go in there and take a piece of the pie. Okay, now, how do those type of channels make money? Well, it's actually very simple, guys. The majority of people out there consume content, right? They watch YouTube on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, monthly basis. They watch any type of content, whether informational, whether funny content, whether any type of content they're being consumed. But guess what? The majority of the money, it's not made by the majority of the people. It's actually made by the top 1% of the people, guys, who create the content, not by those who consume it. YouTube pays creators anywhere from $2 to $3 up to $100 per 1,000 videos. So for every 1,000 people that watch your videos, YouTube is going to pay me a different amount depending on your niche and depending on multiple stats. But what's crazy is that you don't have to worry about the marketing. You don't have to worry about the getting views, because again, if you set it up correctly and know what you're doing out there, YouTube is going to do the heavy lifting for you. They are going to recommend your videos, put your videos in the right audience. So basically they do the marketing for you without any incremental cost to yourself. Simply put, advertisers pay YouTube, for example. Think Apple, guys. Apple pays YouTube for a number of exposure, right? They want to be shown in front of 1 million people or in front of 1 billion people. Then what's happening next? Creators are posting the videos. YouTube is basically the bridge between advertisers and creators as they push the videos up front and they place the ads on creators' videos for completely free, which I'll explain in a second. And then the consumer comes and start watching the videos, so therefore start watching the ads. So you can see this, right? We go from advertisers pays YouTube, creators post videos, YouTube connects the advertiser with the creators, basically. They show the ads, and then the consumer comes very easy at the end of the funnel, and then the consumers start watching the video, so therefore start watching the ads. As people start watching here, guys, creators start getting paid, and so does YouTube, right? Because what most people don't know, guys, when you sign up to become a YouTube partner, you agree to a 60-40 partnership, which again, it sounds like a lot, but you don't have to do anything for it, and everybody gets paid, where you take 60% of the money and YouTube takes 40% of the money. So now, I assume you kind of got an idea of why YouTube does that for free. The more money creators make, so the more correct traffic YouTube drives to the creators and the more views they get, the more money YouTube makes, right? Because they have a hefty percentage of the split. Now, this whole system, guys, might seem a little bit complicated. It's the first time that you hear about it, but I recommend going back and watching it again because, again, it's going to be super easy as soon as you understand it. But also, it has one small problem, and here's where you and I come in. As I said before, YouTube has about 3 billion people, 3 billion active users each and every single month, and it only has 50 million creators. Now, no, 50 million might sound like a lot, guys, but if you do the math, 50 million off of 3 billion is just 1.6%. Do you see the discrepancy here? And off of those 50 million creators, most of them are vloggers just like me, or no, content creators that are personal. So they have to shoot their videos, they have to script their videos, they have to edit their videos, which sometimes can take years of practice, years of skills to learn, invest a lot of money, have to tie a lot of money. For most people, it's a full-time job. So it's not really sustainable to create this supply for the big demand that it's out there. And here's where YouTube automation comes in to fix the problem. A YouTube automation channel, guys, is nothing else but a decentralized way of doing YouTube. Instead of us being in front of the camera every day, so the channel has to be focused about the creator, about me, about my story, about what I'm taking, we move the focus to the content that's being created. Maybe it's a mini documentary, maybe it's a funny thing, maybe it's a top list, whatever it is, it's about the content, not about the person who created the content. And in my opinion, I think that's pretty smart. Instead of being focused and centrally focused about the creator, we're focused about the backend and what the video has to say. So we have a script writer writing the script for us. We're going to have a voiceover artist record a voice without showing his face. So again, we can completely change them. We can completely swap them, recording the voice, attaching into it. We have a video editor, guys, who takes both of those and puts them together in a video. So now we have a slideshow, we have a presentation. And last but not least, we have a person doing the graphics, so people have something appealing like a hook to click on before watching the videos. And after all this work is being done, where we didn't have to touch anything, the work is done for us, we take the videos, we upload them to YouTube, and guess what? Who gets paid? Exactly, us, the creators. Now you might say, Raz, okay, that sounds good, you can make money, but of course, hiring a team can cost us a lot of money. Well, yes, it can cost you a lot of money, but it can also not cost you a lot of money. So let me explain. Let's go over the math, how your YouTube automation channel makes money and why I believe, again, the profit margins can be obnoxiously high. Let's take my very first channel, guys, that I shown you in the first slide and do the math, break down the math of my income and what I was putting in, what I was getting out, so you can, again, have a better understanding of this. Let me switch to my computer here. You can see that in month 1, we only made $10 with a $30 cost per video, right? Second month, we made $70, and guess what? The cost per video stayed the same. So I was paying, again, apply those people again. I got some of my friends, I got some cheap labor, but again, I managed to get the cost per video to $30. I've even seen like us that was $22.5. There are a lot of things where you can cut corners. If you are short on a budget, you can do stuff because, again, action leads to insight more than insight leads to action. So the number one most important thing, guys, that you have to get is to start posting and to start improving your videos as you can. You have to start somewhere, right? You don't have to start with a $50, $100 cost per video. I started with 30 and you were completely fine. So again, third month, we made $360 with a fixed $30 cost per video. Fourth month, with the $3,300, so again, over $3,000, I had the same cost per video of $30. And even crazier, even in the fifth month, where we made over $8,000, $10,000 with the brand new as an affiliate, the cost per video was the same, guys. So meaning I didn't pay my creators more just because the channel was earning more. Because at the end of the day, the input was the same. They were doing the same work. The crazy thing here, guys, is exactly as you see on the screen right now. The input doesn't have to change for the outcome to change, right? You just have to post more videos, yes, but the cost per video stays the same, right? Comparing to Amazon or some other businesses, guys, you have to spend a lot of money, $10,000, $20,000 in stock before you know if that's gonna work. Here on YouTube instead, the cost per video stays the same. Again, it can be $20, $30, $50, $100. This is kind of the range that we're looking at. And regardless of what amount of money your channel is making, your cost per video is gonna stay within the same boundaries. Now, as I started making $8,000 and more, guys, we wanted to spend a little bit more dollars, so I upped my cost from $30 to $50 just to increase the content, just to increase the revenue, and just to increase the quality. But that's just because I chose to, and I chose to reward the people that were working for me. But again, this is not a must, because we're creating digital content, guys, videos. You don't have to ramp up the cost of production. You don't have to change anything. You just have to train your team members to create better and better videos. And if you choose to, you can reward them and you can change a little bit of the layout. But again, you are not gonna 10x your cost per video because there's simply not enough room for that, and there's no reason to do so. And that's pretty much how, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to start a YouTube automation channel in 2020 and beyond and achieve 80 to 90%, again, obnoxious profit margins. And I hope this presentation was helpful for you to get started. If you'd like to see more presentations like this, let me know in the comments, and see you next time, guys. Subscribe.